Good afternoon.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Would you like to share the land, languages, and peoples acknowledgement and lead it?
Hello, everyone. My name is Susan Kawashigawa, and I will be leading us through the land acknowledgement. It's a ritual that we do every session, and you'll get used to this as we go, but we'll go ahead and start. It's called the Land, Language, and Peoples Acknowledgement. And Mary, did you want to start with that first paragraph for Costa Rica?
Sure. The people of the Institute for Collaborative Learning in Costa Rica acknowledge with gratitude that we live, work, learn, and play on the traditional territory of the Huetar, Bostos, and Rama peoples.
Thank you. Mercedes.
We recognize that our participants are colleagues in this course live, work, learn, and play on the traditional territory of Actuar, Awaruna, Ashanika, Shipibo, Wambisa, Quechua, Aymara peoples.
Thank you. Annabelle Camacho, if you could unmute yourself and read the
Yes,
paragraph.
definitely. Thank you, Sus. In the Dominican Republic, we acknowledge the language, food, and traditions of our ancestors, the Taínos, Ciguayos, Siboneyes, Macorixes, and other tribes who have sown the land and danced areito to celebrate life. In addition, we recognize the entwined with our African roots and the mestizaje of our ethnicity and culture.
Thank you, Annabelle. In Seattle, we would like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional land of the first people of Seattle, the Duwamish people, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the Duwamish tribe. We endeavor to live, work, learn, and play with respect, humility, and compassion. We recognize and cherish all languages of the world, including all of the languages spoken in the communities and classrooms of the participants, organizers, and facilitators. And finally, we acknowledge the future generations that will live and care for this earth and for the people that will live here. We strive to give them and their children a safe, abundant, healthy environment filled with love. So this is our land acknowledgement. It's something that we hope that you will get used to and will become embedded in your DNA. But if you have any comments or questions, you can type them in the chat or unmute yourself.
Hey, Suze, while we're waiting, I just want to mention that we started this habit last year with a group that we were working with in Peru as a way to really connect with the land and the languages and the people that have brought us to where we are. We started out with a land and people acknowledgement, which is fairly common in places in the world, but we added in the future generation paragraph because one of our Peruvian participants said, we really want to add something in about the future. And so that is something that was added by a Peruvian participant. I thought was really sweet.
We also have more information for you if this is something you're interested in, and we make those resources available to you. Yeah. Thank you.
Great, thanks. And also, just so you all know, these slides will be in our learning management system. We'll upload them to Canvas, so you'll be able to get these slides tonight. And so if you want to go to any of these links, you can do that. Okay. We're going to hear some welcoming words now from Denise Lowry, was our Relo from Peru. Hold on, Denise. I want to stop share and make your image big.
Here I am.
There you are, the spotlight you. There we are.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So anyway, it is, I'm so happy to be able to welcome all of you to the beginning of this. I haven't decided whether I want to call it a course or a workshop or a seminar or what, but whatever we choose to call it, I think you can see by the beginning that we've had this first 15 minutes, it is not going to be your average learning experience. It's going to be something special. So, you know, we're so happy that the entire office is very happy to be working with the Center for Collaborative Learning, with Mary and all of her excellent instructors, and with Minedu. And we put, Mary and her team have put in a lot of time in planning this, and they've worked along with the group at Minedu to plan this, to make an experience that would be helpful and beneficial to you specifically. So I hope you realize by that just how important you are to those for whom you work, which not only includes Minedu, but the entire population of Peru, basically, the future leaders, I'll call them, your students. And anyway, I don't want to babble on for too long, but sometimes it's hard to stop myself because I have a teaching background, and whenever I get together with teachers, whether it's in person or virtually, I feel in a way as if I've come home. And you'll hear me say that over and over again, because it's a warm feeling. And it inspires me to, even in times that we're living through right now that seem hopeless and lonely and separate, it reminds me just how many wonderful people we have out there who are working very hard to make a difference in the lives of their students. And that gives me hope for the future. So, you know, if I can offer even a couple of words of encouragement, never underestimate how important what you do is. It is the hope of the future. You are forming young minds and hopefully creating leaders of the next generation. And I don't think anybody can put a price tag on that. So in addition, we've the idea for this, for us on our side anyway, sort of came up with conversations with the British Council, that they have been working with you all, this very special group of teachers, and we wanted to join in with them and collaborate and give you all the power to to mentor your fellow teachers and to communicate and connect through these communities of practice. And I understand that some of you are already doing some of this, so thank you very much. But we hope that through this next almost a year, I believe, that you will gain the tools and the inspiration, motivation, and the mentoring that you need to be very successful in your practices. And last of all, I would like to thank you. Thank you for dedicating yourself and committing to this very long course. I don't think it's going to really, it will be work, but I don't think it's going to be work that you enjoy. So thank you. Thank you for all of that and for all that you do.
Thanks so much, Denise. I appreciate it immensely. It's great. We are so grateful for all the work that you're doing. We're so grateful to be able to do this work with these amazing educators. Before we move forward, I would like to request that everybody turn on your cameras so we can take a group picture before Denise leaves for getting ready, because she's flying here tonight, here, there.
Yeah,
So
I'm returning
could,
to Lima from the United States. I've been here the last 8 months. I'm really excited to be going home. So I'll be on my way as soon as I leave. I get off here. I'm going to be getting in a car, driving to the airport with 3 animals, literally, and arriving in Lima tomorrow morning.
Wow, great.
Yeah. I'm so excited to be coming back. It's been a very long time, and Just really excited to be going back. So.
Welcome.
Great. Okay, please turn your cameras on. We're going to do one, and you're welcome to turn them on. We're going to do one group photo. We go through the pages and we take pictures of the pages and then come and put them together. So we'll share them with you all as well. And let's see. All right, I think I've done. Let me see. The last page, we've still got a few people. Let's see.
Great.
All right. Beautiful. Wonderful. Denise, thanks so much. Thanks so much.
Thank you and good luck.
So
I'm going to
the
go ahead and
next-
leave now so I don't miss my flight.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
Send you good, safe travel energy.
Thank you.
Great.
Nice.
Take care. Great. So we're also going to start out with 3 quotes. And here, somebody who's going to read the first quote from Søren Kierkegaard out loud. You don't have to say their name necessarily, unless you want to. But somebody willing to read the first quote? Are you? Can you see it? Are you timid? Do you not want to do it? If anybody would like to read it, they can just unmute and read.
Me?
Mhm.
Hope is a passion for the possible. Søren Kierkegaard. If your mind is empty, it's always ready for anything. It's open to everything. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the experts, there are few. Shunryu Suzuki, I think.
Shunryu Suzuki. Thanks, Annalie. Would somebody like to read the next quote, the last quote?
Okay, can I?
Sure.
Okay. You do not need to know precisely what is happening or exactly where it is all going. What you need is to recognize the possibilities and challenges offered by the present moment and to embrace them with courage, faith, and hope. Thomas Merton.
Thank you. So now I'm curious, does anybody have a commentary on any of these? These are 3 quotes for our starting the program here. Starting our work together, our learning together. Do any of these feel good to you or resonate for you in any way? And I'd love to hear 2 voices, and then I'll share my thoughts as well. Would somebody be willing to share something that you either like or makes sense?
I am going to say something. Can I?
Sure, thanks.
Okay. I love this, what Thomas Merton says. He says, you do not need to know precisely what is happening. And then he said, what you need is to recognize the possibilities and challenges. And I think that this community of practice is a challenge. And I'm embracing it like one is, for me, is a good opportunity. Everything that is offered for any one of us is an opportunity to make the things better. So as teachers, we always try to do the things better. And this is a good opportunity in this community to learn more things and to do and to make the things happen in a better way. Thank you.
Makoto. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Yeah. And I just want to say that I hope that we're starting out with what is possible. You know, that we are getting to know us, we're getting to know you. And I love the idea of having a beginning mind. Like, even if you're an expert in your field, we're still beginning in some areas. So you're an expert in your world of education. And we also might be beginners in communities of practice or in these concepts of leadership. So we'll see. But I hope that we all start with the world of the possible, the beginner's mind. I'm going to do one very quick activity, and then I'm going to turn it over to Yvonne. This is a little energizer. It's called Cacophony of Names. Cacophony is one of my favorite words. It's a word that means lots of noise, and it's not usually nice noise. It's busy noise. What I want to invite everybody to do is unmute your microphone, and then we're going to greet everybody by name. So we're going to everybody talk at the same time. Just greet whoever you can see, whatever name you can see. And you greet at least 15 people, and we'll have some noise, and then it'll die down. And actually, I might have to mute everybody to really stop the activity. So just greet people, and as you're looking at them, you're connecting with them a little bit. All right? So come be crazy with me, and let's do some cacophony of names. Hi, Raul. Hi, Annalie. Hi, Danny.
Hola, Iván. Hi, Annabelle. Hi, Sue.
Hi,
Hi, Carla.
Hi, Danny. Hi, Denise.
Patricia, Lourdes.
Marcela.
Rita.
Hi, María.
Equipo inglés. Karen.
Hi, Martin.
Laura, how are you?
Mary.
Hi, Maria.
Victoria.
Oh, the power of muting everybody. I don't know if you saw, but I did put my fingers up. We did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute. Thanks so much. That was a lot of fun. I loved hearing all your voices saying everyone's names. It was a lot of fun. Yvonne?
Yeah. If I have power to share me, that would be great also. Share my screen. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for the power of sharing screen. Hello, everybody. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. What do you see in my screen? What do you see in my screen? Can anyone tell me what do you see in the screen?
Hello.
Yes, it's a laptop. It's a note. You have two options like names. Greet each other using these phrases.
Wait, say it again, Annalie.
You have to say names using these two phrases. Wow.
Yeah, well, it's time to go to the breakout rooms. We're gonna be in small groups, maybe 4 participants. And the idea is to get to know each other. And if we know each other, we'll get to know more about each other. And we're gonna be using these 2 phrases. So let's say I am A, so I use phrase A, and then you're B, you use phrase B. And then we're gonna call for creativity. You can use these phrases. You can have the name first and then the phrase, or the phrase first and then the name. And also use your language, your body. It's a greeting. These 2 phrases, it's about greeting. So we're gonna go together in small groups in breakout rooms. We're gonna greet. We're gonna get to know about each other for a few minutes, and then come back and we're gonna share experiences about how was the experience using the phrases to greet participants in this group, in this on Friday groups. So Mary is gonna send us to our breakout rooms. Mary, do you know how many minutes we're gonna have?
Ivan, let's practice it quickly. Let's say it out loud. So I would say Saubona, Ivan.
And llevo sabona, Mary.
Okay. And you have 2 minutes, so it's really fast. You don't have time to do anything more than just practice Saubona.
Saubona. Saubona, llevo saubona.
if you need help going to your room, let me know. So for people that are here, if you want to unmute and do it here, you can, but you've been invited to a room. If you need some help, let me know. Oh, let me send
I
you.
wasn't invited.
I see that. Hold on. Are you barely? Let me send you to room 4. There you go.
Thanks, bunch.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Yerli, I just sent you. There we go. Welcome back, Saubona. Saubona, Karina.
Llevo saubona, Mary. I would do like Yemile. Llevo saubona.
Llevo saubona. Saubona. Saubona, Liliana.
Llevo sabona, Lourdes. Llevo sabona, Mary. Mary, ¿no? Llevo sabona, Karina. Ana.
Welcome back.
Iván.
Llevo
sabona.
We're back here.
Sabona, Gloria.
Well, I love it. Yeah, I love the energy of Saubona. Yeah. How was it?
Saubona, Rachel.
We're going again here.
Sabona, Alicia.
Oh my God.
Sabona, Rosemary.
Sabona, Lucio.
Saubona.
Sabona, Talia. Sabona,
Llevo sabona,
Llevo
Rita.
saubona.
Llevo sabona.
Llevo sabona.
Sabona, Socorro.
Sabona, Socorro.
Llevo sabona, Anita. Sabona, Marcela
I love
Raffo.
it. I love it.
Sabona, socorro. Llevo sabona.
Yeah. How's the experience of you
Llevo
using Saubona and Llevo Saubona in this
Llevo sabona.
reading out others? What's the experience
Yes.
for you? How was it for you in the small group and breakout rooms and now here in the large group? How does it feel?
We feel better.
What do you mean better, Alicia? Feel
Yeah.
better?
Yeah, because we know more some of the groups, and we're
Oh, okay, so meeting
meeting
other
for the
people.
first time others.
Yeah.
Can I ask you?
Yeah, sure.
What does it mean? What does Savona mean? It's like
Ah,
what language
what's the
is that?
meaning of that one? Yeah, because I'm saying it and I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. Any guess? Any guess? Maybe one guess. What do you think it's Savona means?
It's like a
It
hello.
is Elisa.
Hello.
Similar like
Like hello or like how are you?
Hello,
How do you
Maybe
great.
letter A is hello.
Saying
Thank you.
hello.
Could be
Nice
thank
to
you.
meet you.
Yes, I respect you.
Oh, it's about respect, right? Respect, value.
Nice
All
to
right,
meet
so
you. Nice to meet you too.
nice to meet you, and nice to meet you
It's
too.
a native Puerto Rico's
The
language.
native.
That
Oh,
kind of
so,
expression to meet people.
oh, yeah. It's a special. These are special phrases, and let me show you. Let me show more about Sabona. So it's a most common greeting in the Zulu tribe in Africa. So the Zulu tribe, you can find Zulu tribes in different countries in Africa. So this is the most common tribe, and this is the meaning. I see you. It's about seeing. I see you, and I see you that you are important to me, and I value you. It's not only hello, good morning. It's I see you. I see you, Mary, and you are important to me, Mary, and I value you.
Sabona, Ivan.
Beautiful.
So that's the meaning, right? It's not only hi, hello, no, it's more, it's deeper. So spirit to spirit connection. It's a way to make the other person visible and to accept them as they are. Just acceptance. As you are, with everything, the whole package. And because you're important, I accept you as you are. And then you say, llevo sabona. You say, Ivan, I see you. You're important to me. And I value you. And I accept you the way you are, as you are. That's the meaning of sabona.
I love the meaning.
You love the meaning? Yeah, I love the meaning too.
So, Mr. Ivan, I think it's similar or yeah, similar to Pura Vida, maybe. When I was in Costa Rica, it's a famous phrase. No, Pura Vida, Tanya, Pura Vida, Ivan. It's a beautiful phrase as well.
Yeah.
No? So I'm comparing.
Yeah, in Costa Rica, we have a phrase. I'm learning. I'm from Nicaragua, and I'm still learning when I say Pura Vida.
Yeah,
Pura vida.
beautiful. No? The phrase it has a beautiful meaning as well.
Yeah.
No, Pura Vida is not just a word or a phrase. No, it has a meaning behind that. So
Right. It has
it's
a meaning.
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, and I would guess in Peru you also have phrases that have beautiful meaning, deep meanings behind.
Yeah, I think that in Peru we have in native we have this kind of phrases in the highlands. When we talk in Aymara or Quechua, we have this kind of phrases that one word means a lot of. It's very deep, like this word that we thought.
Oh, good. Thank you for sharing. So, Mayor, I think I said we have time for one more round.
Yep.
Yeah. So now that we know something, we're just getting to know about the meaning of Sabona. What if we try it again with a different group of participants in a different breakout room? I mean, a breakout room with different participants. And now we use the phrases with the meaning we know now.
Yeah, Bo.
All right. So we're getting to know more participants and we saying it with the meaning. Spirit to spirit. I see you. You're important to me. And I value you. And I accept you the way you are as you are. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Yes,
Yes,
Let's
we
go.
are.
Let's go. Let's go. Accept the invitation. Join the breakout rooms.
Okay.
If you need help getting to the breakout room, let me know. Make sure everybody's, oh, let me see.
It's a new group, yes?
Yes, here, hold on. One assigned.
We see you, Mary.
Sabona, llevo Sabona.
Oh, Sabona, Mary.
Sabona. No veo los nombres. Llevo Sabona. Ángel.
I'll come back. I'll go back, Marlene. Sabona, yes, submit Marlene.
I know Sabona, Miss Marie Scroll.
Llevo Sabona, Marlene.
The problem is my internet is a little slow, so with the when I don't use the video, it gets faster.
I totally understand. It's okay to turn your camera off for sure. It's really okay. Yeah. Sabona, Ana.
Llevo Sabona, Mari.
Sabona, Rachel.
Llevo Sabona, Mary.
Welcome back.
Here again.
Sabona, Mary.
Llevo Sabona. I didn't see who said that though. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Mary Luz.
Mary Luz. You must be on a page I couldn't see.
Oh, wow. So how was this second breakout room experience? I would like to have 1 or 2 max participants sharing what you experienced in the breakout rooms.
It was more meaningful.
Yes, exciting.
Exciting and more meaningful.
Yeah. I think that we can practice this strategy with our students because it's new learn and they can learn from this experience.
Yes, yes. And yes, I love that because I like to share the last slide of the screen. Oops. In the exercise, I mean the assignments in Canvas, you will explore more about what Sabona is. There's a video.
Okay.
It will be what you will watch the video and then answer some questions so you get to know more about what Sabona is. And then you can put it into practice. In my breakout room, participants were saying that would be ideal and great idea to bring into the classroom and a future community of practice. So that will be great. That will be great and fantastic to hear from your experiences in your classroom, bringing in Sabona practice in class. So Mary, I think it's I'll pass it over to you. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen.
Great, I'm gonna share. Sabona, everybody. So nice to be with you again.
Yes, Sabona.
Thank you. It's beautiful to see you. Even virtually, just to see each other, right? It's just beautiful. I'm going to share 2 very quick slides about our course content, and then I'm going to invite us we're going to break into smaller rooms. But just to give you a quick overview of the program, we're in stage 1 starting today. We have 3 threads. We're going to be working on pro-social skills. And the Sabona is part of seeing and belonging. It's a pro-social skill. It's something we can learn how to do and learn how to really be present with each other. So we're going to work on a number of different pro-social skills. We're going to work on leadership and what is leadership and effective leadership. And we're going to work on communities of practice. What are they? In the second stage, we're going to continue working a little bit and on the pro-social skills and leadership. We're going to work on technological skills that we'll need to develop our online communities of practice. And some of you already have those skills, so you'll be helping more as tutors. And some of you will be learning it from scratch. So if you're at all nervous about technology, don't be worried. We're going to walk with you step by step by step. And then we're also in stage 2, we're going to start working on developing your plans for your communities of practice. And you'll be working with your regions there. In stage 3, you're going to be leading your community of practice, and you're going to meet with us once a week for an hour, and we're going to be doing some mentoring and reflection together. So it'll be mentoring and reflective practice together. So that's an overview of the stages and the content. And just to remind you what this, the commitment is involved is 4 hours a week. 4 hours a week of work with us. It includes meeting on Zoom, small group discussions, reading and video and writing tasks. And for the first 2 stages, that's going to be sort of the same kind of activities. And the last one, we expect 4 hours a week, but you'll be having weekly meetings with us, and then you'll be working on your COP and also doing some written reflection. Right. So that, oh, and this is just a quick picture, which I think we've sent to you, and you can also find it in our Canvas. But we have 9 facilitators with us on this program right now. And you'll see, we have one group here that's going to be working with Annabelle and Yvonne. Another group is going to be working with Carlins and Susan. And another group that's going to be working with Laura and myself. And the other 3 people here that you see, Matt, Roger, and Nico, are working with groups on Wednesdays. So we are a multinational, international team of educational training facilitators. We have Carlins and Annabelle from the Dominican Republic. Ivan is from Nicaragua. Nicolas is from Chile. Laura is from Argentina. And Roger, Nico, and Matt and I were all born in the United States. So, and I don't know how I got to the, oh, because that was the next slide, yeah. So, and we're all over right now, living all over, but this is your group of facilitators. We are going to now go to different, well, 2 of the 3 groups will go to different rooms. So if you take a look in your WhatsApp group right now, fantastic. Oh, Laura, I'm going to take your message out because they just need to stay here. Can you delete the message, Laura, that you put in our group? Let's see, group 5 and group 4. There we go. Okay. Great. So for groups 4 and 5, you'll be going to different rooms. Group 6, you're just going to stay here. All right. So if you know what group you're in, that's great. If you're in the WhatsApp group, that's great. You should have gotten your link in the WhatsApp group. If you don't, I will be putting it in our chat right now. Let's see, group 4. Group 4 will be with, chat. And then group 5, and you can go ahead and leave if you have your link and you know where you're going. If you get lost, you can always come back here. If you know where you're going, you can go ahead and join your facilitators there. And group 6, stay here. Don't go anywhere.
Okay. Group 6 here, right?
Yes.
Okay, group 4, see you there. Click and Annabelle and I will be waiting for you. See you soon.
So go ahead and
See you soon.
Okay. We're moving to room 4. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Mary, is it okay if I say out loud the groups, what were they from, just in case?
Let's see who's lost and see if we can figure out.
Anybody lost?
If you haven't left, so please, groups 4 and 5, please go ahead and leave if you have the link. And let's see who's like. Well, we have.
So group number 4 are Lima Metropolitana, Callao, Ucayali, Moquegua, and Tumbes. Group 5, Lima Provincia, Tacna, Amazonas, Puno, and Huánuco. And group 6, Piura, Cajamarca, and San Martín. So maybe I should repeat that just in case. Group 4, Lima Metropolitana, Callao, Ucayali, Moquegua, and Tumbes. Group 5, Lima Provincia, Tacna, Amazonas, Puno, and Huánuco. And Group 6, Piura, Cajamarca, and San Martín.
Okay, you're in. Great. One second. Laura, feel free to get started. Where are you, Lau? There you are. Feel free to get started. I'm going to work to make sure the other groups are in their rooms on my phone. So I'll say I'm going to mute and just hand it.
All right, welcome again, Group 6.
Hello, Laurita.
Saubona, actually, to everyone.
Llevo Saubona.
Yep.
Now that you know what that means.
Sabona Laura, Sabona Laura.
Sabona Laura, Tania, Sabona Ricardo, Mary,
Sabona Tania,
Maria,
Sabona Ricardo.
Sabona Anita.
Sabona Rocío.
I love it that you're all reading
Llevo
each
Sabona Tania.
I learned.
Llevo Sabona Anita, Sulamita.
Can you hear me?
Llevo Saubona Rocío.
Yes, okay.
Suli, llevo Sabona Suli. Sabona Ángel.
Sabona Lili.
It's raining in Cajamarca.
Can you hear me? Please show me the thumbs up if you can all hear me. So I know that you can hear me. Can you... Yes? Great. That's good to know. I really love it that you're all using Saubona to greet each other. Now we need to move on. We're going to start talking about leadership. You know that this course is about communities of practice, and there is a lot about leadership that goes on in communities of practice, right? So for this part of the course, we're going to use a book. We're going to use a book like a guide. You're not going to read the whole book. You're going to read some chapters from that book. And that book is called Dare to Lead, and is on lessons on and in leadership. So this book was written by Brené Brown. I don't know if you know her. She's a famous researcher. She's also social worker and a university professor. And she dedicated most of her career to study shame and vulnerability. And in that work that she did with shame and vulnerability led her to investigate more about leadership, okay? So you're gonna actually watch one of her most famous YouTube videos for homework. She became very famous after a video on vulnerability. And actually you will have the chance to watch it and see why she became so famous after that video on YouTube. So let's think about leaders and leadership. So at this point, what would be a definition you have for leader or leadership? Take a couple of seconds just to think about it. What does this mean to you? What is a leader? What is leadership? And when you're ready, you can write your ideas on the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself and tell me. What is a leader and what's leadership to you? Anybody? Let's see, are you writing on the chat? Because I can't see the chat. Oops. I'll try to find the chat. Oh, in the chat, somebody that wants to tell me what leadership means to you, or you can type it on the chat. Are you all feeling shy? Yeah. Do you know how to find the chat? the chat box? Yes, no? Oh, there, I see one. So Marlene says, leader, the one who takes the first step. It's a person who works with others, leading by example. Leader is a person who shows and demonstrate you the way how to do or act. Great. It is the person who is in charge of something. All right, for example, at your work, a person who leads a group, a person who has amazing ideas. Yes, if you're lucky, you get amazing ideas from a leader. A leader is a person who can see how things can improve, capacity to teach people, to address groups of people. Oh, wow. So you have a lot of ideas about what a leader is. We actually are gonna use a definition by Brené Brown of what leader or leadership is, right? So this is the definition we're gonna be using on this course. Can anybody read it for me, please? I want to read your voices.
Anyone who takes responsibility for recognizing the potential in people and ideas and has the courage to develop that potential.
Thank you. Liliana?
Liliana.
Thank you, Liliana. It was nice to hear your voice. So this is the definition. So we see that a leader is not necessarily a boss, right? Sometimes we think that we have a boss and that boss is a leader. And sometimes that's right. But sometimes a leader can be someone who's not a boss. You, for example, at your school, you can be the leader within the group of teachers that you belong to. So if you have the potential, if you have the responsibility to see people's potential and then help them develop that potential, that is a leader. That is the definition of leadership that we're gonna use here. So it takes seeing people, seeing their potential, and it takes courage to be a leader. So that is another important word we're gonna be using, courage, the courage to be a leader. So why we're using this dare to lead concepts. So you will see as we progress on this course, you'll see that the ideas we're working with here are different from what you might be used to in terms of leadership. So what we want to offer is a new way of understanding leadership so that you teachers, for example, when you go to your classrooms, you can be a model of a different teacher for your students. Right? So because you know that the future leaders are your students. So you need to be the model for them so that they become effective leaders in the future, right? And you're also going to be part of communities of practice, right? And you might become the leader of your community of practice. So we want to offer a different perspective on leadership so you can go and spread it in your communities, okay? Now, one of the core concepts in Brené Brown's book, Dare to Lead, is the concept of vulnerability. I want you to take a couple of seconds, maybe 10 to 15 seconds, to think about what is vulnerability to you, or what comes to mind when you think or see the word vulnerability. And when you're ready, you can either tell me or type it on the chat. What does it mean to you? What is it to be vulnerable? Anybody? I can't see the chat again. So, oh, there. Let me see. So I see someone says sensible. Okay. Any other idea that comes to mind when you think about vulnerability? It's part of our development we can improve ourselves. Yes, right? Mm-hmm.
For me, it's a synonym of weakness.
Right. I see somebody else that says weakness on the chat. Uh-huh. Anybody else has a different idea of vulnerability? It's interesting because the first time that I thought about vulnerability, I also thought about weakness. But then I saw Brené Brown's work and my mind shifted like 100%. And now I see that vulnerability is actually strength. If you have the courage to be vulnerable, it's because you're super strong. So now you'll see in this course, we'll see how the term vulnerability is gonna start shifting. It will no longer be a weakness. It will actually be a strength. And we'll see how this will be. As I said before, you're gonna watch a video about this. So I just want you just to think about this. How are we gonna shift the idea of vulnerability from weakness to a strength? And I'm gonna just leave it there for you to think about it, okay? So according to Brené Brown, vulnerability is the emotion that we experience during times of uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. This is something that every single human being on earth experiences at some point in their lives, right? So you cannot say, I am not vulnerable. That's not me. Because if that is your case, then you're not a human being. But the most important thing to remember about being vulnerable is that although we feel that way, we stay. And that is actually what makes us strong. The fact that despite all these feelings of uncomfort, we stay, right? It's like, for example, when you're teaching, I don't know if this happened to you, I imagine so. You're teaching and one of your students tells you, teacher, you made a mistake there. That's wrong. The spelling is bad. How do you feel at that moment? It doesn't feel comfortable, does it? Right? It feels very uncomfortable. Now you have two choices. One choice is to say, no, you're wrong. I'm right. That's not a mistake, right? You choose not to be vulnerable. You say you're wrong, right? The other choice you have is to say, you know what? Thank you for that. I haven't noticed that. I will check and I correct it, right? So that is your second choice. And that choice is being vulnerable, yes, because recognizing that you made a mistake, it might feel very uncomfortable, but you decide to stay and work with it and learn with your students from it. So that is our idea of vulnerability that we're gonna work here in leadership. Now, another thing that Brené Brown says about vulnerability is that it's the birthplace of love, belonging, and joy. And you will see that once we start working more with this concept, if you numb vulnerability, then you're also numbing love, belonging, and joy. So for us to have a community of practice where people feel that they belong and that they are happy with what they're doing, vulnerability needs to be there. Okay, and these are all ideas we're gonna keep working on. Another big concept for Brené Brown in terms of leadership is this. And I want you just, when you hear me and when you're reading it, just think about what this means to you. Clear is kind, unclear is unkind. Just take a moment to think about what is this to you? What is one example when clear means kind and unclear means unkind? Anybody who wants to share what you understand by clear is kind and clear is unkind? Or you can just type it on the chat. I really, really, really want to hear your voices. I see all your faces. I read you on the chat. I heard Liliana. I want to hear just your voices. Somebody else who wants to share this.
I'm thinking in positive and negative, for example, no? Something, for example, Socorro. I'm thinking in something positive. Something positive is kind. Right. Something negative is unkind. Like honest is kind, dishonest is unkind.
Exactly. And that has to do a lot with what you create. For example, suppose that you're giving instructions to your students, right? And the instructions are not clear to yourself either, right? So you're giving these instructions, you don't know what is it exactly what you want from your students. And I imagine that makes you feel very uncomfortable with yourself. You might get a little tense too, right? If you're giving instructions that are not clear to you. So this is very unkind to yourself because this is creating a very, very uncomfortable feeling inside of you. Now, how is that unkind to your students? Giving instructions that are not clear. How do you think that is unkind to the students?
They feel frustrated because they can't do the activity.
Exactly. They feel frustrated because they can't do the activity. So you see that the whole environment had this a negative feel to it, right? So clear is kind and unclear is unkind has to do with expectations that we have from our students, our families, from our friends. Whenever we don't give clear expectations, then the environment that we create is very tense, right? So clear is kind and unclear is unkind has to do with having clear expectations. And first of all, the expectations have to be clear for yourself. Because if it's not clear for you, then it's not going to be clear for the people you're leading or working with, right? So be kind to yourself. And first of all, think about what is it that you are expecting from your students or from the people you're working with. And then make sure that your expectations are clearly communicated to the people that you're working with. And again, we're going to see this concept a little more in depth during your homework and during the rest of the course. So this is just to plant a seed for you to start thinking about, okay? So we've been thinking about, oopsie. My computer is having like a stroke. It's not responding to my commands. So now I'm gonna send you to breakout rooms. And number one, as we think about vulnerability as the birthplace of love, belonging, and joy, think of leaders you admire who help to build these traits in others. Who are they? How do you see this demonstrated? And these are leaders that maybe you met personally, or it could be leaders that you saw on TV or, yes, Mary. You're muted, Mary, we can't hear you. Mary? You're still muted.
Sorry, we only have 20 minutes left. Can we just do this one session as a short group conversation here? And then we'll move on to the next topic? Is that all right?
Let's do that. So anybody who is an example of a leader that you have? And what is their characteristic? Does anybody want to tell me? Or you can type it on the chat.
You know, I've also found that sometimes it's hard to think of a leader who's a positive leader in this way, and sometimes we think of negative leaders first. Mm-hmm. So if you think of a negative leader that says they do not, you don't admire them, you could maybe voice that as well.
Yeah.
That's easier.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That could be it too. Maybe one voice we haven't heard. You want to tell us about a leader, either that you admire or someone that you don't admire?
Miss Laura Salazar. Can I participate? Well, this is not an adult person, even though we can expect such leaders, but this is a teenager. We have heard about her, Greta Thunberg. She is an environmentalist leader. I admire her because she took the first step to raise her voice against the governments in her country who are not doing anything for climate justice. I think we as teachers can learn something from her because most of the time we just listen and observe about the things that are going on around us, and we don't do much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's an example of a leader. Even though she's very young, she showed like this clarity about what she wants, and she has the power to like mobilize people and inspire. Yeah, she's definitely an example of a leader nowadays. I admire her a lot. Yeah, thank you for that. Mileni, is that your name?
Marlene.
Marlene, sorry. Yes. So we're gonna wrap up this part of leadership. And just so you know, part of the homework for this week is gonna be for you to watch the TED Talk by Brené Brown on the power of vulnerability. And this will help you hopefully to ground on the course, like to be here and to understand what we mean by vulnerability and what this like important concept we're gonna be working on. Okay. So Mary, do they have time for a stretch break or we move on?
Keep going. We'll do it together. Just
All
right now, just so one, can everybody just, if you want to stand up and stretch and twist. All right, we have about 20 minutes left. And we have 2 main topics to talk about. Oh, my back is ready for a stretch. You also might want to, with your eyes, like one of the good eye practices to go look at something far away and something close, but look away from the screen. Look away from the screen, look far, look close, look far, look close. Just to give your eyes a little bit of, and rub them. Good, good, good.
Hi, Mary.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Jorge.
Yeah, for some reason I was out of the meeting, so I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, you're back. I'm recording.
Yes, I'm right back. Yes. So sorry about what Laura said. I couldn't hear anything.
We've recorded it, so you'll get to hear it.
Yeah, Luisa had the same problem. I think it's a Yes. But anyway, fortunately we're back.
You're
So
back.
maybe you can summarize a little bit, Laura. That will be fine.
Jorge, we only have a few more minutes. We're going to move forward into that. We have 2 more topics to cover, but you can listen to you can watch the video that we'll post. And
okay, no problem, no problem.
Can help you catch up too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to have small group. You have to meet in small groups this week, so your small groups can help you catch up as well, for sure. So, but I appreciate your desire to learn. I wish I had a magic wand and had more time.
Obviously, always.
Okay. So there we have about 18 minutes left, and I would like. There's 2 things that I'd love to work with. First of all, is communities of practice. We'll take a couple minutes for this, just to check in on how many of you all know and understand the concept of community of practice. Have you heard that term before? If so, raise your hand, or you can raise your hand on Zoom electronically too. I'd love to see. How many of you all know communities of practice? And for how many of you is it new? Is the idea of community of practice a new term? See a few hands raised. How many of you don't really know if it's new or not? Yeah, many of you are a little tired of being on Zoom, maybe. Okay. Do you all, well, let's see, we're going to work with this sentence. We're just going to work with this sentence today. Communities of practice are groups of people who share a concern or a passion for something they do and learn how to do it better as they interact regularly. Right? And this comes from the guy who founded this, Etienne Wenger is his name, who was together with another group of people. They were looking at adult learning and how do adults learn, and they were noticing that social learning, like even though we're individuals and here we have however many individuals we have with us, 20 people, 20 individuals learning, but we learn by being social and by interacting. And it's in that interaction often that learning occurs. Or I might learn something and then I bring it to the group and I socialize it. I love that word in Spanish, socializar, right? I think that's we don't use it in English in the same way. But I like that because I learn something slightly different when it comes to the group. So this week for our homework for communities of practice, we're just going to be looking at what are the 3 main parts of a community of practice. And it's a group of people that share a concern or passion for something that they do and learn how to do it regularly, learn how to do it better as they interact regularly. Those are the 3 parts. And so I'm curious right now, when you think of like groups that you're in, And let's use the chat here. What are some of the groups that you're in? We have 25 people on this. That's great. What are some groups that you're in? You could write in the chat. You can unmute and speak them. I'm in a WhatsApp group, for example, with my family. That's one of the groups that I'm in. What are some of the groups that you're in? And I've lost my chat on my computer, so I need to find that so I can see what you're writing. Oh, there you are. Chat disappeared. Nothing yet. What are some of the groups that you're in your life? Could be personal, could be professional, could be virtual, could be in person. I'd like to see or hear at least 5 different ideas before we move forward.
Sorry, are you asking us?
I'm asking you, what kind of groups are you in? In your life, what kind of groups are you in?
In our life in general, that's what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, personally, I have been in different kind of groups and communities, I think.
Mm-hmm.
For example, in Mineo, they organize us teachers in groups of, within groups of community for virtual classes.
Okay.
And also in my school, in the institution where I work, we are also organizing groups. And I can also organize a group of parents in my school with my students. Right. So that is something voluntary, and also it could be considered professional.
Sure.
And formally organized, because we have aims to meet.
Mm-hmm. So you're at some groups at school, right? Any other groups that somebody else is in? Rachel said she's in a writers group that meets once a week virtually. I am too, actually, Rachel. That's fun. We should talk about that sometime. I'm in a family group on WhatsApp, and we meet every week.
Family, friends group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm also in a chocolate lovers group. And I'm not joking. I live next to a chocolate farm, a chocolate maker. And so I have a group of people that we love chocolate, and we sit around and eat chocolate.
We also have a girls group, Miss Mary.
A girls group.
So we are all some friends. We are there, and so we talk about fashion, so some party or some to talk. But nowadays, no, because of our time. So for this quarantine, but so we usually do it not on Fridays to go out, so like that. It was in the past, but nowadays, or time for Zoom meeting, for example, no. So we are going to have a meeting at 5, so everybody join. So like this, no? This is our girls group.
Sweet, great. So those are beautiful examples of groups of people. And it could be personal, it could be professional, it can be virtual, it could be face-to-face, it could be chocolate or not chocolate. Very important criteria in my life, right? And let's see, we're gonna clear all the things, and we're going to go on to the next page. Hold on. So the question, thinking about these groups that you're in, is, are they groups that have a shared passion? So like for my chocolate group, we have a passion about chocolate. We love different tastes of chocolate. We try chocolate from different farms, like beans that were from different farms, and you make it, and it's amazing. And sometimes I imagine that some classes I'm going to eat chocolate in front of you. I'm sorry in advance. I apologize. Someday when I come to Peru, I'm going to bring you that chocolate. So we have a passion. We have a shared passion. what are some of the passions in the groups that you mentioned or the groups that you were thinking of? So Tanya, you had mentioned that you in your girls group, you talk some about fashion, right? What are some of the passions in the group that you were talking about? Jorge, what were some of the passions or the concerns? It can be a concern too that you have.
Yeah, well, I was thinking while you were talking to us, and I think I also belong to a group of ex-students of my school where I used to study, and we are organized there because we have a clear passion, that is sports. We usually get together and well, until last year we played together. Obviously this year is totally different, but we are all the time in contact, not only for sports, but also for other activities that we can, maybe we can get funds for charity or something like that. But nice. We are always together. We keep in contact, which is very important.
So you have a passion for knowing each other and being connected, and you have a passion for sports, and you have a passion for generosity and charity, huh?
Yes, yes.
Concern. Beautiful.
And we feel fine.
So the next question is, do you, in these groups that you're in, do you learn something, and do you learn it like how to do it better and interact regularly? So I want to take Rachel's example. Rachel's in a writers group, right? And you all meet every week virtually. So you write regularly, right?
Some of the things that I personally learned is to become more tolerant and to be more empathic. And this is something that is helping me a lot. Because it's not what you want to inflict, it's what you want to share, and what you want to agree or disagree. But being empathic and also sociable, as you said.
Sure. Great. Would you think, and how about for you, Rachel, in your writers group, do you feel like you're learning how to do it better and as you interact regularly?
Yes, people bring stories or bring things they've written and read it to each other, so you get feedback or you get advice. We don't really have like a program, and everyone has their own separate goals, but I think everyone's improving. Everyone's learning from the contact with each other.
Yeah, nice. That makes it a community of practice then, right? I think for my chocolate group, we're not really learning. We're just enjoying chocolate. One person, the chocolate maker, is learning. We're supporting the chocolate maker's learning, but really I think I'm just there to enjoy, which could be okay, but I'm not really focused on learning when I interact regularly. I'm just focused on enjoy. So I don't really see it. For me, it's not a community of practice in the sense that I'm learning how to make chocolate, but it is a group that I'm in with people that share a certain concern or passion. So these three criteria are what Wenger writes for us that we need to have for a community of practice to be a community of practice. And there's three terms: domain, community, and practice. So the domain is what you're passionate about or what your concern is. Community is the group of people, and learning and doing it regularly, interacting regularly, is the practice, right? So for homework this week, you are going to, I had this slide, but we're not going to have time to work with the slide right now, but you can see it. We'll post these. There's 4 different visuals for describing these 3 different pieces of what it is to have a community of practice. And so I think some people we like different kinds of visuals. So I thought you would talk about it so that you can practice thinking about these 3 terms. But for homework, what I'm going to ask you to do is look at a couple of websites, and you'll see, I'm going to show you right now where we're going where you can find out about where to get your homework. But you'll have 3 threads. You have the pro-social homework, the leadership homework, like Laura was talking about, and then also this communities of practice homework. And so I'm going to go to Canvas right now and open that up and show you a little bit about, let's see, on my dashboard, today's Friday, I'm going to open this up and I'm going to look at this. I'm going to change this so I can look at it like I'm a student. I think I can do that from here. Let's see, I might need a little more room. Make you all smaller. Canvas is the learning management system we're using. And here we go. Student view. There we go. You should have received an invitation to Canvas. I sent them out this morning, kind of early. Sorry if I bothered you early. But we've also sent out, and we will send out again, a video that Susan made that gives you a little introduction to getting into Canvas. But when you get in, you'll see right now the announcements and introductory information. I'm going to close that for a second. And uh-oh. Interesting. Hold on one second. Now I see that we don't have this. Ah, it's a good thing I did this in front of you. There we go. Now we can see everything. So we have announcements and introductory information. I'm going to close that for a minute. And then we also have, this is week 1, Friday, December 4th through Thursday, December 10th. Okay. In the announcements and introductory information, there's a welcome note. There's another copy of our values and agreements that we'd love for you to look at. There's information about our weekly meetings in small groups. So in this, you click on here, and you'll see a page that gives you the information about meeting in small groups. And one of your tasks is to meet this week with your small group. You are assigned a group. So you all are in group 6. So you have to scroll down. You have to do a little exercise to get to the bottom of the page. And you'll see we have 3 groups, 6A, 6B, and 6C. So with your group, we want you to find each other and set a time that you can meet once a week for the whole course. And in that meeting, the purpose is for you all to learn together, to talk about the content that we're studying, to ask and answer questions, to see what kind of, what you're thinking about, what you're experiencing. And so one of your tasks is to find your small group, and you can, once you're into Canvas, you can send each other messages. You could also use your connections on WhatsApp. So I'm going to also go back now to home. I'm going to click on home, and I'm going to go down here to week 1 tasks overview. And as I click on that, this is going to be, so every week you're going to have a tasks overview sheet. Every week you're going to have 6 tasks. Every week. You're going to get really tired of me saying every week 6 tasks. The first 3 tasks are all about our 3 main threads. So the first one is about pro-social skills. And remember, Yvonne was talking with you about Saubona. So here's the video to watch Saubona. And there's an introduction and some questions. And you watch the video right here. Or you could watch it on YouTube later on if you want. This is the assignment for leadership. And there's click on this link, and that's the video. And these are some questions to watch. So for pro-social skills and for leadership, you're going to watch videos. For communities of practice, there are 2 websites. You choose one. You don't have to look at both of them. You can look at each of them and think, I like this. This one looks nicer. I like the colors on this one more. Choose one. They both have good and useful information. And then these are some questions to think about as you're reading about communities of practice. So the first 3 assignments are always about learning something about our threads. Then we have small group discussions, and you'll get together with your group, and we give you some questions we think that would be nice for you to talk about. That's our suggested questions. We are also going to be doing some things on WhatsApp. We thought about maybe doing discussion threads here in Canvas, but I think WhatsApp might be more accessible. So we're going to try it out and see how it goes. So you have 2 WhatsApp chat assignments on Sunday and Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Share something about yourself. Show us a picture from your life. You'll see my dogs. Maybe you'll see Laura's dogs. We're dog people. You'll see, I have lots of nature pictures I like to share, but share something about yourself, something that you'd like to share with a group. On Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, share something about the content we're studying and ask us a question. So we'll prompt you in the WhatsApp groups, but every week we'll have some WhatsApp group share. And then you have 1 weekly reflection. Your weekly reflection is due on Wednesday. You can click on it here. And if you click here, dun, 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 it's going to go to the there. This is the assignment. And again, it's questions to answer. And there's usually 4 sections. And our suggestion is to copy the questions, write it in Word on your own computer, and then upload it. If you work here and then you lose electricity or something, then you'll lose your work. So be smart about the fact that, and this happens to me too, I live in the countryside. It's going to happen to Laura too, even though she's in the city. Sometimes she loses electricity. So I would work in Word on your computer and save it. Remember to constantly save it and then upload it. So you can also find your assignments under this assignments on this bar here on the left. There's home, assignments, discussions, grades, people. You'll see that. So you click there and you'll see each week we'll be adding 1 new assignment. So that is a quick introduction to Canvas. You've all been invited. I don't know if people have accepted yet, but I have sent the emails that I have sent the invitation. I also have invited all of you to the WhatsApp group. So again, if you have not made it to the WhatsApp group, let's see. Oh, Sandro, I'm sorry I did not read the chat because I'm a little lost on my computer. Thank you for your contributions about the games, being in the online gamer group, in the groups. Great, 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 great. And Lilia, thank you. And Anna, thank you for your contributions in chat. I'm sorry I didn't read them. I have a monitor here and I have 3 things set up and I didn't have it well set up. If you are not in our WhatsApp group already, this is the link. I just sent it to you. That's the link you use to join, or you could send your phone number to me or to Laura through email, and we can, if we have the phone number you use for WhatsApp, and I guess we can look in your registration forms too. But if you're having problems, let us know because we really are going to start our work tomorrow, right? So, any questions right now? Questions about homework, about?
Yes, Mary, you said that you sent us an invitation to Canvas.
I did. I sent it to your email, and yours specifically I've sent 3 times because I realized that the email that I have for you was wrong. Right, Angel? Thank you for helping me with that, Angel. So you should have it. If you don't have it, send me a message in WhatsApp. Are you in the WhatsApp group yet, Jorge?
Yes, I am ready there.
So send me a message in our WhatsApp group if you don't have it. Check your email.
I think I don't have it.
Well, send me your email in the WhatsApp group then, and I will copy and paste it so I have it perfectly. Please, please, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions right now? So let's do a quick closeout, a closing checkout. How was today for you? And or what's in your heart, what's in your mind? And I'm going to sentence 4:30. So we want to wrap up fairly quickly, but I'd love for you to unmute and share what's either what's today, or what's in your mind, or what's in your heart as we leave. So I'm going to start out, and I'm going to stop sharing so we can see each other easier. I'm going to start out and ask Ricardo and then Olga. Ricardo, are you there? Can you hear us? Ricardo? Okay, Olga and then Angel.
Yes.
So we'll either, how was today? What's on your mind? What's in your heart?
Okay, I would like to say something. Can I?
Sure.
Yeah. I would like to say that with all of this information that we received recently, I would like to say that I feel like an overwhelming, but this is the first, yeah, because you receive a lot of information, is try to organize in your mind. But I think this is a challenge for me. But I feel so happy because I would like to show that can I, or maybe I can improve my abilities. And I was reading the information that you sent before our meeting, and I consider it's very important because I read about the sequence of our activities that we are going to do during all of this or the next week, the next year. And I think that when we finish this mentoring or course, or I don't know how to say, I completely sure that I'm another person and another teacher, maybe a better person and a better teacher. I hope that. I completely sure about that. Thank you for the opportunity. I am going to make my effort, my best, and I try to do the best. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I know it can be overwhelming, right? Please know that we are going to be with you step by step. Laura is the nicest facilitator I have, but don't tell anybody else I said that. She is so patient and kind. I'm trying.
Mary,
She's really
Mary,
patient and kind.
Mary,
Yes.
can I ask you something?
Of course.
Well, when you assign us or when you tell us to do some assignment that you entrust us, are you considering or are you taking into consideration the time that we have? Because I would like to learn. I mean, I have a strong wish to learn, but at the same time, it could be overwhelming, as Ricardo is mentioning.
Jorge,
So in that concern, how much time?
We designed this program with 4 hours a week of work, right? So that's the commitment for the program is 4 hours a week, which includes the Zoom meeting, the small group discussion, and then some of the reading and writing and video assignments. But it's 4 hours a week. So the videos, for example, that you're looking at, one of them is 5 minutes long. The other one is 20 minutes. So they're fairly short. They're not long videos. And the web pages, again, it's up to you. It's not short, but it's 4 hours a week of work. How does that sound to you, 4 hours a week?
I don't know. I will try.
I hope so.
Yes, I mean, yes, of course. And all the time positive, but at the same time realistic about doing whatever we have to do. Yes. Okay, let's see. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, Jorge, I think it's really important that you stay in touch with Laura and myself and let us know how it's going. If it's taking you more than 4 hours a week, then we can talk about that. But the work, the way it's designed, is for 4 hours a week.
Okay.
But it's only 2 hours, like this hour and a half with us, and then 1 hour with your small group. That's the only synchronous time. Everything else can be done in your own time. The rest of the 4 hours is asynchronous, so it's in your own
When
time.
is the other hour? When is the other hour?
You have to decide that. You have to talk to your group and make that decision together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Any other comments? We're closing up. Liliana, Ildefonso, Suli, Socorro, Elizabeth, Jardy, Isabel, Tanya, Luisa, Marlene. Any other comments? Rocio, comments or questions?
So thank you very much, Mary, for this opportunity. I'm so happy that all the people, all the teachers invited are really interested and looking forward to learn more about this program. And I'm very sure that at the end, we are going to be very happy of all what you have shown us and all the things that is behind of the program. I'm talking about spirituality and how humble we should be. As far as we know, as much as we know, we should be very humble and talk with the heart, especially for our students. Thank you so much, Mary.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And we'll, you know, we are excited about being with you. We're very grateful for the opportunity to be with you. And yeah, very much looking forward to our time together. Laura, is there anything you'd like to say or add in closing?
I just wanted to add that at this point, it might feel overwhelming because everything is new. And when everything is new, it's always overwhelming. So I'm just gonna ask you to be patient and just breathe and just read the task. And whenever you need help, you can reach out to us. We're always willing to help you. Please never hesitate to ask for help. That's what we're here for. So that's one thing. And the other thing is that I'm super happy to be here with you. I've always wanted to work in Peru or with Peruvian teachers. My sister-in-law is Peruvian. So she keeps talking about Trujillo and the beach there. So I really, really want to go there someday. Another thing I love is Peruvian food.
Oh, me too.
Oh my God, Mary, let's go there whenever we
go. I'm hungry.
Me too.
And I love Peru too. I don't tell people this very often, but if I was not living in Costa Rica, I would be living in Peru. That's how much I love Peru. I haven't been to Argentina yet, so I don't know, but I love Peru.
We have lovely chocolates also.
Okay, I'm coming. Okay, we'll see you in WhatsApp. If you're not in the WhatsApp group, please reach out. We're here to help. You can email us. If you feel overwhelmed, breathe. We're here. I think by the end of the year, you're going to be amazed at the possibilities of what you can do and what we can all do together, step by step.
I have a question. Can I?
Of course, Ricardo.
I would like to know if we are going to continue work with you and with Laura, always apart from this point in advance.
I don't know.
Or maybe we are going to change, something like that.
I don't know. Maybe we're going to change. Maybe we're going to stay the same. I know that you're going to be with us for the 12 weeks. The next 12 weeks, it's me and Laura. That's why we're wearing the same color today.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, this is a curiosity. No more. Excuse me.
Yes, no, but the rest I'm not sure. I've been going back and forth whether we should stay with the same people or change. And occasionally you might have a guest facilitator so we get to know them, or sometimes facilitators make different videos so you get to know them through their videos. So yeah, that's a great question. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for staying about 10 minutes over. We appreciate that.
And enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy your weekends. Thank you so much for coming. Do a little gong out. We'll gong ourselves out. I like my gong. I like playing my gong. Thank you. We will see you next week, but we'll see you on WhatsApp and in Canvas. Take care. Thank you, Liliana. Thank you, Anna. Thanks, Rocio.
Thank you.
Marlene.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Girl.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you next week.
For your wisdom.
See you next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
Mary.
See you next week.
See you next Friday.
Have a
Bye,
nice
see you.
weekend.
Bye bye. Thank you very much.
Have a good
Take
weekend.
Thank
Have a nice
you.
weekend, you